Good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm today still waiting for my brothers to come in. I'm seeing Mr. Miguda on the background. Let me see. Miguda, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm faring on very well.
Yeah.
How about you?
Niko vyema. Labda kama wewe ndio kuna labda jambo ambalo unaweza sema.
Mambo ni mengi, masaa ni machache. Ningependa kusema tu, naona tu kama kadri za wanasiasa na siasa zimechemka sasa hizi. Kuna vitu vingi tunaona kama wananchi, lakini cha muhimu ni ya kwamba kwa saa hii naona kama tuko na amani kama wananchi, na vile vile watu wametulia. Mambo na makelele hatujasikia, mambo na vita, chuki hapa na pale. Kama hapo mwaka, unajua hizo miezi imepita vile tumekuwa na vituko nchini, ambavyo kila wakati watu wanatekwa nyara, watu wanauliwa kiholela, watu wanashtakiwa na terrorist. Sasa naona kama kuna ile upungufu wa mambo kama hayo.
Kuna utulivu.
Kuna utulivu kiasi, na pia mambo kama hayo imepungua.
Ukisema mambo ya utulivu inanikumbusha wimbo wa anaitwa Kiande, ewe tuliza bahari. Alikuwa anaimba wimbo venye Yesu alituliza bahari. Kulikuwa na mawimbi. Unakumbuka ukisoma katika Biblia alikuwa na wafuasi wake ama wale wafunzi wake 20 na wako 12 walikuwa wanaenda, lakini sasa kuna ile wimbi ikakuja, lakini sasa wakamwamsha Yesu kwamba kuja atulize bahari. Sasa mpaka bahari katulia. So unataka kusema kwamba tuko saizi, unaona kama cheche za siasa zimetulia.
Ni ukweli. Unajua sisi tunatambua ya kwamba mwenye uwezo ni Yesu Kristo, na wakati tumelemewa katika maisha, tunamkimbilia kwake juu yeye ni mwamba na sisi tuko chini yake. Sasa yeye ni ukweli, hiyo nakubaliana na wewe, yeye ndio mtuliza bahari na alituliza bahari. Sasa naweza sema tu ni ukweli. Pia mambo ya siasa ni kama kimetulia kidogo, cheche kimetulia.
Labda watu wanaweza sema kuwa kwa sababu mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua yuko nchini, ako Amerikani, ndio maana labda siasa zimetulia kidogo, kwa sababu yeye ndio labda alikuwa analeta siasa, hali ya siasa ikawa inaenda juu sana. Unakubaliana na watu nasema kauli, kwa sababu hiyo ilisemwa na mheshimiwa Sabina Chege. Sasa unaona tumetulia, akae huko tumtafutie fare. Ni kama alikuwa na yani siasa.
Nasema tu hayo ni tu maneno wanatumia wanasiasa kuwakosea wapinzani wao, lakini pia kuna kakweli ndani juu unapata kuna kajoto kingine kilikuwa wakati alikwemo, kuna kajoto kingine kilikuwa hapa ambaye akikohoa watu wanakimbia juu chini juu. Kana kaukweli kanasema, ambao wakati anakosea serikali kuna kaukweli zingine anasema hapo hapa na pale. Sasa kuna wengine waizi kwa comfortable na hizo kweli zake. Sasa hiyo pia ni moja ya utulivu. Yule mwenye ako na ujasiri kukosea serikali ana kwa ana, saizi anafanya shughuli huko ng'ambo.
Okay, kwa sababu ni mtu ambaye alikuwa unajua ukiwa katika upinzani sana sana, unajua we ni serikali mtarajiwa ama we ni serikali ambao watu wanatarajia. So kila mara labda ukiona kuna mahali serikali unakosoa serikali pale, unaona hawajafanya vyema, kwa sababu kwanza unataka kuaminisha wale ambao wako katika upinzani kwamba we ni bora kuliko serikali. Pia unataka kuwaweka ili serikali wasifanye makosa. So hiyo jambo lenye Mheshimiwa Sabina Chege labda alikuwa anasema, labda hao kama wale ambao wanaunga serikali mkono, at least kwa sasa wamepata utulivu kidogo, wanaweza ongea kwa sababu huyo bwana yuko na hiyo hali ya kusema kwamba hata achangiwe fare, asichangiwe fare arudi, pia akatoa makauli kama hayo. So ni kweli kuna utulivu, lakini bado tutangoja. Hey brother Benson Media, thank you so much Gibson Corner for joining. Hi Miguda, umesalimiwa pale na Gibson Corner, sema.
Nimepokea salamu zake Gibson Corner sana, na pia mimi namsalimia hai na pia namkaribisha katika kipindi hiki, na vile vile pia naweza sema tu huyo rafiki yetu mwenye ako ng'ambo saizi atakaporejelea nchini mambo itakuwa kama kale. Sasa basi saizi wakaoe kidogo.
Okay.
Lakini hata hivyo nadhani wale wenzetu wako huko ng'ambo watamchangia fare, si lazima kina Sabina ndo amchangie fare. Hakuna marafiki huko ng'ambo watamchangia fare.
Kwa kweli, unajua kitu lazima tukubaliane kakangu, katika historia ya Kenya sana sana, kwa wale ambao wanataka kugombea urais ama wale ambao wako na vyama vyao binafsi ambao labda wamepata nafasi kutembelea nchi za ng'ambo, sana sana mimi naweza patiana Rigathi Gachagua na Fred Matiang'i ongera kidogo kwa kiasi chake, kwa sababu hawa ni watu ambao wamekuwa na kikao na watu, wamezungumza na watu wakawaambia kero zao, ambapo si ukiangalia historia kwa wale ambao washakuja, wale ambao wanataka kugombea, hawajafanya kikao venye Rigathi Gachagua and Matiang'i wanafanya. Hapo lazima tukubaliane. Unajua siasa watu wanatofautiana, lakini kama kuna jambo labda mtu amefanya yenye yani wazee wetu wa awali hawajafanya na yeye amefanya, hapo lazima tuwapongeze.
Hapo hata mimi nakubali na wewe, kwa sababu unapata kwamba kati ya hao watu wote wanaotaka kuwa rais katika nchini kuna zile vitendo ambao kina Rigathi Gachagua na Matiang'i wamefanya, ambayo inaonyesha kwamba hao ni wale wagombea katika kiti ya urais wenye wako na sababu na pia ni kama wako na nia. Wametafuta watu, wakaketi chini, wakazungumza, wakaambia watu sababu yao, nia, na pia kwa nini wanataka kukania rais. Sasa hao na ningependa kuwapatia pongezi. Na vile vile pia wanaporejelea nchini wanafaa kukutana pia wenye nchi wenye wako katika nchini, ya kwamba waeleze ya kwamba mimi kama Rigiji, mimi kama Matiang'i niko na sababu, niko na nia na niposa mimi nataka nikuwe rais. Hiyo ni jambo nzuri sana, kwa sababu huwezi tu tokelezea siku moja sasa nataka kuwa rais, hata hujauliza watu, hata hujafanya gumzo na watu, hata hujaingia katika mtaa ufanye gumzo. Sasa wakati hao viongozi wanatuonyesha hayo mfano, hiyo ni ishara ya kwamba wao ni wale viongozi ambao wako na nia na wako na sababu, kulingana na wale viongozi ambao wameketi tu chini, wao wanangoja tu watu wachangie katika pay bill, na pia wanangoja tu watu wachukue wapeleke State House. Hakuna mtu atakupeleka State House. Lazima utembee, lazima uzungumuze, lazima ueleze watu, na pia lazima uambie watu kwa njia inayofaa ili wakuchangie. Vile unapata rafiki yetu Rigathi Gachagua na Matiang'i wanaongelesha wale mandugu zetu wako ng'ambo. Sasa mimi hapo nasema ni jambo tunasema ni ya ukweli, na pia tunafaa kuwapongeza kwamba sasa wanaonyesha kwamba hao wako tayari kung'ania hiyo kiti ya rais.
Okay, asante sana. Tena jambo lingine labda pia tunaweza fafanulia sana sana wasikilizaji wetu ni kwamba kuna jambo labda unapata kwamba wengi sisi huwa hatuna ufahamu sana sana ukikuja katika nchi kama Marekani. Unapata kwamba maeneo ambao walienda, tunaweza ita kama states ambao walienda, au ni pahali ambao walipata mwaliko, na ukiangalia kwa undani zaidi utapata kwamba maeneo hayo wengi ambao wako hapo labda ni wale wanatoka sehemu moja na wewe. Tuseme kwa mfano leo tunapata kwamba tuliona juzi kati tuliona Matiang'i alikuwa huko Minnesota, unaona, katika jiji hilo. unapata kwamba wengi ambao watu ambao walimwalika ni watu kutoka Gusiland, eneo hilo, na hata Rigathi Gachagua pia unaona kwamba pahali ambao anatembelea sana sana ni pahali ambao idadi kubwa sana sana ni watu ambao kutoka Mlima Kenya. So ndio unapata kwamba kuna baadhi ya states ambao wajakuja na pia Wakenya wapo. Kwa mfano unaweza pata nikiangalia katika ratiba yao, sijaona wameweka pale New York, sijaona pale wajaweka New Jersey, sijaona kuna ma states mingi sana hawajaweka katika ratiba yao. Nadhani hii ni kwa sababu eneo hizo hawana labda watu ambao wanaweza kuja kualika, na pia idadi ya watu ambao wanatoka hapo si sana sana, si watu ambao labda wanatoka eneo ambao wanatoka, lakini kuna uwezekano pia. Alafu pia jambo lingine pia, unajua ukiwa Marekani kuna vitu tofauti. Kuna mahali ambao unapenda kupata kwamba mtu saa zingine atasema kwamba mimi kuna jamaa alikuja kutafuta, kuna wale baadhi ya watu ambao walikuja kutafuta pesa, ambapo unapata kama kongamano kama haya ama kikao kama haya yakiitwa ama wakialikwa, unaweza pata kwamba ataangalia muda ambao mimi naenda kuchukua nikisikiliza haya maneno na muda labda ambao mimi naweza chukua nikifanya kazi, faida iko wapi? So hayo ndio jambo la viso lingine pia watu wanaangalia kwa makini sana, lakini ni kama hayo tu, labda unaweza kuwa na wazo na fikra tofauti na yale mimi nimesema
hapo. Pia nakubaliana na wewe, kwa sababu hata tukifuata historia tunapata kabla Matiang'i na kabla ya Rigathi Gachagua wakuwe wale wanaogombea kiti ya urais, ama kabla wakuje katika uwanja wa kisiasa, tulikuwa na wanasiasa hapo awali. Unapata kwamba hayati Kenneth Matiba kuna wakati pia yeye alikuwa anazurura ng'ambo, na wakati alipokuwa anazurura ng'ambo alikuwa na zile eneo ambao Rigathi Gachagua ametembelea na zile eneo ambao Rigathi Gachagua hajatembelea hapo anaenda. Sasa ni tu ile historia ambayo inarudia. Na pia unapata yule aliyekuwa waziri mkuu Raila Amolo Odinga, wakati alipokuwa anafanya kampeni zake za ng'ambo, pia yeye kuna zile states ambaye hakuwa anaendanga kulingana na wafuasi wake. Hiyo ni jambo la kweli. Unapata ya kwamba kuna saa zingine wafuasi wako ndio wanakualika ya kwamba wewe kuja, tushakuandia kikao, wewe kazi ya kuja uzungumuze, na kuna pahali ambao hauna wafuasi. Sasa hawana haja ya kukualika na hawana haja ya kukundia kikao. Sasa inasema tu inalingana wafuasi wako na vile wameorganize, ili ukiwatembelea wakupatie kikao, na vile vile wakuandie watu wakuje wazungumuze, na pia wanakuchangia. Sasa hiyo ndio sina taswisi yeyote, kwa sababu napata huwezi kuwa na wafuasi katika eneo lote la Amerika. Ni hapa nchini napata kuna zile eneo ambao Rais William Ruto anatambulika, na vile vile kuna zile eneo ambayo Rais William Ruto atambuliki. Rais William Ruto hizi kuna wale watu kama kina Oscar Sudi na Faruk wako tayari hata kwa mali na hali kuhakikisha kwamba amepata tamu yake ya pili, lakini kuna wale watu katika eneo la mlima ambao hata wana haja na mambo yake na mula yake wa pili. Vile vile unazapata Raila Odinga pia wakati alikuwa anafanya kampeni zake hapa nchini, kuna tu wale ambayo walikuwa wanamkaribisha, wanamchangia, wanampatia hata helikopta na zura nayo katika kampeni, na kuna wale pia hawezi wamtambui. Sasa mimi nasema tu ni hali ya kisiasa na hali ya urafiki na hali ya wafuasi wako. Sasa ndipo tunapata huku katika nchi za ng'ambo ni tu wafuasi wako, marafiki zako ndio wanakuundia hizo kikao, na vile vile pia wanakuhakikisha kwamba umepata wasee na pia umezungumza na watu na pia wamekuchangia. Sasa huwezi pata ya kwamba wewe uko na wafuasi katika eneo lote. Sasa hiyo ndio nasema mawazo yangu iko tu sawa na yako.
Okay, asante sana. Na kwa hayo, unajua pia ni vizuri kwao, kwa sababu mimi naamini kwamba, kwa sababu unajua ikifika siasa inahitaji fedha, na naamini hizi siku ambazo wamekuwa huku wakirai wa Kenya ambao walikuwa naona kongamano ama kikao, labda fedha labda kimechangishwa ambao itawafadhili sana sana kuendesha siasa zao ama kampeni zao za 2027 zile za everyday campaigns. Asante sana Miguda. Miguda, kabla tujaenda kwa mada ya leo, kuna jambo ambalo nataka kusikia wazo lako, kwa sababu nimekuwa nikifuata sana um, CCM ya Tanzania kwa sasa, kwa sababu walikuwa na wateua wale wagombea ambao wataingia katika kinyang'anyiro cha uchaguzi ambao inakuja mwezi Oktoba. Lakini unapata kwamba kwa lugha ya Kimombo tunaita nomination, ambayo inafanywa na delegates kule, wanawaita kama wajumbe. Unapata kuwa safari ya kwanza ulikuwa unapata kama mnaweza kuwa 8, alafu baada ya 8 mnapigiwa msasa, then labda watu wawili ndio sasa wanaenda katika kikao kikubwa sana, ambao au ndio sasa ya mwisho, ambapo ukipita hapo utakuwa unapatiwa cheti cha CCM kuwania katika bunge, labda bunge lolote pale ambao unataka kuwania, ama pale ambao unataka kuwakilisha, niseme hivyo kwa lugha mzuri, ama yeah. So kuna jambo ilitokea na mimi niliangalia kwa makini sana, sana mtoto wa John Pombe Magufuli anaitwa Jessica John Magufuli. Nadhani alikuwa anataka kuwakilisha eneo la Chato, Geita, lakini wakati alikuja mbele ya wajumbe alikuwa amevaa kofia kama ya babake. Alikuwa amevaa kofia kama wa babake. Na unajua kisiasa hiyo unaideza tafsiri, mimi nilikuwa naiangalia kisiasa zaidi, na nilikuwa naitafsiri kuwa sababu ya yeye kukuja kuvaa kofia kama ya babake, ama kwa lugha ya Kimombo tunaweza sema kwamba the signature hat for the father, ni kwamba alikuwa anawahakikishia wale wajumbe kwamba ingawaje Magufuli ameshaenda, lakini mimi bado ndaendelea kumsimamia kwa zile sera zake na heshima zake ambayo alikuwa nayo kwa watu na kwa nchi pia. Hiyo naweza iangalia hivyo kisiasa. Ya pili pia alikuwa pia anaonesha kuwa kuna Magufuli amezaliwa kipya ndani yangu, na ameanza mwendo wa mpaka siku moja atakuja kuwa rais wa Tanzania. Mimi nilikuwa naangalia alivyo kisiasa, kwa sababu ukiangalia hata kwa usomi wake ni msichana ambaye amesoma sana, na hata kwa familia ya Magufuli yeye ndiye anakuwa ni kama mtu ambaye anaonekana sana na mtu ambaye anaongea. Hata ukipata jina lake ndio unapata kwamba inasimuliwa sana ukiongea katika familia John Pombe Magufuli. Unaona kama huyu ni taa yake itang'aa, atakuwa mtu mkubwa katika nchi ya Tanzania.
Asante sana kakangu. Mimi ningesema tu kwanza, kabla nizungumze kuhusu Jessica Magufuli, vile marafiki zetu ama nisema jirani kufanya mchuano wao wa kisiasa katika chama zao, unapata ya kwamba wale wanaogombania viti mbalimbali, kuna watu ambao tunaita katika lugha ya Kimombo delegates, ambao wanachagua yule ambaye atapeperusha bendera ya chama katika uchaguzi mkuu. Sasa unapata kwangu mimi sina shida, lakini niko na shida moja. Chama inafaa kuwa ya wanachama ama ya wananchi, lakini hii shida ya kuteua watu fulani ndio unaweka kando kuamulia watu na chama ama wananchi ni nani atawaongoza katika majimbo tofauti tofauti. Hapo niko na shida. Ni kama demokrasia kiko katika hali ya hatari katika nchi ya jirani hapo Tanzania. Hali yao ya kidemokrasia si kidemokrasia ya kisasa, ni zile kidemokrasia zilizopitwa na wakati. Hapo wanafaa kurekebisha. Huyu Jessica Magufuli, unajua kwa siasa kuna mambo ambao ukifuata kimakini huenda kuwa za ukweli. Unapata unaweza sema ya kwamba mimi kwa mfano nataka kuwa mbunge, na huenda nikawa tu mbunge tu hivyo vile nimesema tu kwa mdomo. Kuna vitu ambayo ukitamka kwa mdomo huenda zinakuwa za ukweli, lakini unapata yule msichana anakuja na njia tofauti. Ya kwanza anakuja na zile maadili za babake na zile sifa za babake, Wakati babake alikuwa rais, babake kukamilisha mula wake wa pili ama wa kwanza, babake alipata kuaga dunia. Sasa kuna wale watu ambao waliamini babake, waliamini hizo maadili na waliamini hizo sifa za babake. Hao watu hawakukufa, babake ndiye alikufa, na hizi maadili na hizi masifa hazikukufa, babake ndiye alikufa. Sasa huenda wakati mwingine akiomba kura, watu wanaweza kumfafanisha na babake, waseme ni huyu tunamuona na zile sifa za Magufuli, tunamuona zile maadili za Magufuli, huenda huyu abadilishe nchi yetu. Juu yeye sasa ni mwanadada na saa hizi wanaongoza na mwanadada. Sasa kuna ile historia kwamba nchi yao ishaongoza na mwanadada. Kuna yule mwanadada ambaye akona zile sifa za kidikteta, anaonyesha wanaishi zile sifa za kidikteta, na huyu pengine huenda kubadilisha hiyo dikteta wa huyu mama. Sasa kwa siasa mambo kama hayo zinakaa tu mambo nyepesi, lakini huwa zinaweza kuwa za ukweli. Kumbuka aliyekuwa rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta, babake alikuwa rais, na kulikuwa na watu walikuwa wanasema ya kwamba babake angependa Uhuru siku moja awe rais, na ikakuwa ya ukweli, akakuwa rais. Sasa vile vile huwezi jua ya kwamba siku moja huyu mtoto wake Magufuli huenda kuwa rais ama huenda kuwa kiongozi mkubwa katika chama cha CCM.
Okay. Asante sana. Nakubaliana na kauli chako ambao umesema kwamba labda unaweza pata kwamba kwa sifa ambayo babake alikuwa nacho wakati bado alikuwa uhai, pia inaweza changia sana katika siasa zake, kwa sababu babake alitengeneza msingi thabiti, na hata ukiangalia jinsi walilelewa ni watu ambao wanaheshima, watu ambao kazi yao ni kuchapa kazi tu. Hata yeye mwenyewe ukimwona uwezi jua kwamba huu ni mtoto wa rais. Kuna siku alikuwa anasimulia historia ya familia yao na babao. Ni family ambao naweza sema kwamba ni familia ambayo ina mambo mengi ya kusimuliwa. Asante sana. Hiyo tu ni Tanzania. No, thank you so much Mr. Miguda for coming in. I'm seeing our lost friend Douglas Kibogong. Kibogong, wewe umeamua kupotea. We are seeing you today. I hope and believe you're doing fine. Thank you so much. And also, let me take this opportunity also to welcome again Gypsy Corner Judith. Thank you so much. I'm also seeing Brenda is watching. Now, Miguda, there's something here. We've avoided to talk about it because we don't have like tangible information about it, because it is rumors. I do not have anything concrete to support it. But like, I want to look at it in terms of leadership. Let's try to focus a little bit on the county of Siaya. And there's been an uproar about the absence of the Siaya governor, His Excellency James Orengo. And people are wondering, where is James Orengo? And again, you know that also the deputy governor, ever since he got impeached, he was sidelined. And now the county does not have the governor, and now we do not have the deputy governor. Or if we have the deputy governor, yes. But due to the fact that he had disagreement with maybe the party or the governor, then he was so much sidelined, and his office, I don't think whether it was being funded. The other day I saw him, he said that he has not gotten any communication about the whereabouts of governor. What is the repercussion, or what is the crisis of leadership, especially in Siaya right now, as we speak, in terms of constitutionalism?
That's a very good question. You understand that there is the people of Siaya County have a right to be governed and have a right to be led by a county governor. And in the absence of a governor, that's why when we were going for elections, we elected them on a joint ticket with a deputy. That in case a governor can get ill, a governor can be impeached, a governor can die, a governor can resign. There's no vacancy of that office. The deputy governor should assume that office with immediate effect, or maybe can be delegated some work to the deputy governor in case of the absence of the governor.
Yeah.
You find out that right now there are speculations.
Yeah. That those
okay, right now, no. right now there is speculation that, but I want to give my report concern from what I have heard from the CIA speaker. The speaker has just told the public that the governor is outside the country attending some medical attention, which he cannot reveal at his capacity, because you understand that matters of medical, unless I disclose all to the public, that's when you can go to the public, but you have no obligation to tell the public. I can even decide not to tell the public where I am. It is within my right. Therefore, anybody speculating, these are speculations. So until we get a report from James Orengo or the spokesperson or the doctor, that's when we can discuss much. But for now, we have been told that he is outside the country and he has been missing, I think, roughly a month.
Yes.
And the deputy governor has also been missing in action. Now people don't understand how the county is being run, how the county is operating. That's why it has raised some concerns. And based on what the deputy speaker has reported to us is that functions has been delegated to the cabinets, and cabinets are the one who are operating the county.
So if the cabinets are operating the country, yet we had a deputy president, can somebody challenge that in the courts? For instance, Oduol can challenge that like, now I've not been delegated, or just because he was impeached or because he was sidelined, so they decided to continue with the same narrative.
I think now that's where the crisis is, because as things stand right now, there should be a deputy governor continuing the work in the absence of the governor. But remember, since we got into the office, there have been crises, there have been wrangles between the governor and the deputy. And there is even a case which has even gone further to the Senate. And also a case was handled, and the deputy governor was reinstated back by the Senate after he was impeached by the county assembly. And I also get a privilege to get in touch with the locals. People also say that you are either with the governor or the deputy. I remember there was a time where the governor could not even access the executive office due to the wrangles. I believe that the deputy governor has been earning salary without carrying out any mandate. He has just been receiving salary, but there is no any role he has been playing the county. The county has been run by the governor himself. And now, in the case of the absence of the governor, there are outlines which I've just stated, which are supposed to be undertaken by the deputy governor. But now we are in a scenario whereby the deputy governor has been kicked out by the people or by the governor so that it can operate. Now, the people of Siaya County, now as we speak, they don't have the governor and they don't have the deputy governor who are in operation or who are in office. The people who are in office are not the governor and the deputy governor. They are just, the county is being run by the county CEOs, but that is not the case. So I think that's where the concern is, and maybe we just give it a benefit of doubt for now. But when we get reports, we'll know how to go forward as per the provisions of the law.
Okay, let me see. There's something that Gibson Connor is saying here. Why did they replace Orengo and William with a temporary person in the office? Suspicious, a lot of red flags. There's some of the issues that usually happen in the country that sometimes at times that we feel we should follow the law if suits us, and at times that we feel like we should not follow the law if it doesn't suit us. Because remember, right now, the way it is, if to say that, okay, from the communication of the speaker that the governor is out of the country, the person who should take charge is the deputy governor. And apart from deputy governor taking charge, it also talks about in law, especially when we come to the Constitution, Miguda, and whereby you say that in the absence of the of the governor, the deputy president, deputy governor should be. But you see, the same thing is what is happening. Remember, I can bring you back to when President Uhuru Kenyatta and President William Ruto disagreed, whereby now President William Ruto was not signed any duties by the president, and he was criticizing the government where he works in, and he was still withdrawing salary. So as you talk about the deputy governor is withdrawing salary, yet is not rendering any service to the people of Siaya or to that office, or is not he's not utilizing his mandate that is as per the constitution. Yeah, so that is something that we need. Hey, Marco Buddha, how are you doing, sir?
Good evening. I'm doing good, I thank God. I'm saying hi to you and Megoda, and to Douglas Kibogong, my brother Douglas Kibogong. I can see
ask him where
the other day he told me I'm his twin brother. Yeah, nashangaa alipotea wapi? Yeye ndo twin brother yangu. Aliniambia niulize wale watu vizuri. Inaweza kuwa brother yangu. Sasa ajitokeze akuje nyumbani tumuone. Kwa kimila yetu we do welcome brothers and sisters, sana sana watu wamepotea. Na bila kusahau naona Jipsaikona pia hapa na msalimu. Naona Brenda Ubedi pia anatutazama na msalimu. Naona Gen Z, representative ya Gen Z Judith Karweta pia ako hapa na wengineo ambao wanatutazama. You wanted to say something. Ambia Douglas akuje nyumbani tumkaribishe.
Okay, kwa sababu wewe ndio umeleta hayo maneno kwamba Douglas ni ndugu yake ambaye aliyepotea. Tunaona kwamba mtu akipotea sana sana, tuseme kwamba familia amekaa nje kwa muda mrefu. Hata ukiangalia katika Biblia, ule mwana mpotevu wakati ambapo alirejea nyumbani, ulipata kwanza kulikuwa na kusherekea, na unapata kwamba hata ile ndama, tunasema ndama nini iliyochinjwa, ilikuwa ile ni ile mzuri katikati ya wote. So itabidi we pia, kwa sababu ndugu yako atakuwa anakuja nyumbani, itabidi tutengenezee sherehe, tukuje tukaribishe ndugu yako, atueleze nini ilifanyika. So tengeneza tarehe.
Ndio maana nasema hata kwa Biblia ukisoma the story of the prodigal son,
yeah.
As much as he was well taken care of, and then he decided to leave home. The parent did not forget about him. He kept looking at the direction where he went. He would console himself that son of mine will come back home. That son of mine will come back home. I'm therefore still hopeful that my brother Douglas Kibogong will one day come home, and possibly will okay, that's nice. We will celebrate with him once he comes home.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura. And Douglas, just make sure you come home so that we can celebrate together. That's according to your brother's request here. So we will honor the invite, and we also honor the occasion to come and celebrate. Makobura, we were just starting, and we've talked of few issues here that are in the public domain, especially the absence of Siaya Governor James Orengo. We were just looking, maybe in brief, just what is your take on what is happening with the absence of Oduol II, who is not so much actively in the managerial role of the Siaya County? Now the executive, all the executives are not. How is this one affecting the Siaya County? And bearing in mind that actually, when you look at the history, Siaya County, since devolution, they've never had it very. They've never had, do I say that, a very good leadership, so maybe just briefly.
Okay, thank you. First, I'd seen some comments circulating, and I believe they are false as they were.
Yeah.
Because you know, in politics, whenever a politician gets away from home, whenever they oh, okay. Gypsy Corner has written something there that slightly confused me. I'll get back to Gypsy Corner. I'm saying that in politics, normally when a politician of the caliber of James Orengo, when he disappears or when he's not seen in the limelight, remember he's one of those vocal, popular politicians, and you know, whenever he's not around, it is easy for the people to know, because remember he's one of those politicians who are very vocal about the relationship between ODM and the government, and he used to be very, very vocal, and he was against that. He was against that union, and that, of course, partly landed him into problems, where he was accused of disrespecting the party leader. He was accused of disrespecting the ODM party that brought him to power. He was accused of, you know, being not really loyal to Raila Amolo Odinga, his party leader. And again, that brought some issues again to him that really affected his operation. You remember there were quite a number of threats, impeachment threats, which were, of course, being brought forth by those who were supporting the government, including even the cabinet secretaries who were just recently joined the government from the ODM, the so-called experts. That, of course, made him to slightly slow down, because he did not really want to come out to be seen as a rebel. Until, you remember, the last time we saw him in the limelight, he was in the State House, and he was leading a congregation from all the way from Siaya County to State House, and he had gone there to seek for the so-called developments, which at some point he was actually against. So I think he was just bowing to pressure, the pressure that was coming from the close allies of the Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, and to the experts who joined the government, and therefore they did not want to be criticized in whichever way. So what I can say is that it is being said that he's out of the country. Yesterday, was it yesterday or today? I did watch a comment from the deputy governor, and to my surprise, he was also saying that he's not really aware of the whereabout of the governor. That is the last statement that I saw, and I also saw some CECs, and also some members of county assembly who are coming out to say that they were aware that the governor was not in. Yeah, so they were saying that they did not know where the governor was, and that, of course, was a serious thing, to an extent that the people then came out and even started petitioning the whole county government that they should come out and possibly do what we call a clarification of the whereabouts of the governor. To me, what I can say is that it is just a concern from the people. Maybe we wait and hear from the real information from close allies or the relatives of the of the governor. Had not seen any other comment from them as from the last time that I was in doing research on the same matter.
Thank you so much. But the speaker, actually, Migud has updated us on the remarks of the speaker, and we are okay with that. Langat Msemukweli, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing well. So let's wait and see what is going to happen in Siaya County, and especially when it comes to leadership, especially. And this one speaks volume, especially when when we are going for an election, at least when we are getting the pairs, the people that we want to work with, we should have the people that share the same ideology with us. Because if you're very keen, you followed the politics of CI, because like I really followed the politics of CI, especially with James Orengo. The idea of Oduol coming in, they say the deputy governor. The deputy governor came in because like Orengo was a weak candidate, especially if you compare to the wing of Gumbo and the police spokesman Charles Owino, because Charles Owino and Gumbo actually they were very strong. They were very their camp was very strong until Charles Owino went back to work and made it very weak. Gumbo had to appoint a certain journalist, and that one spoiled the cap. Then Oduol had to be brought in because like due to the fact that the presidency of Orengo, I mean like the governorship of Orengo was not so much strong during election. And bearing in mind that if you look at the previous years, Oduol had a very large following and he had people. So it was a matter of balancing off to make sure that he comes. But I don't think like in terms of ideology or in terms of leadership, especially remember Oduol was coming from a corporate kind of leadership, and Orengo has been in politics for so long. So I don't think that in terms of leadership, they had something that they shared in common and the ideology on how they want to work. So that one can also have created friction, including, you know, tenders and everything. So when it comes to leadership, you know, so that is them. Now, before we go to what president says, because the president is saying that he's the best president ever, he declares that I'm the best president Kenya has ever had. Kenya, ndio raisi mzuri, the best. Yeah, but now there's also something that is developing, and this is what also I'm seeing. Especially, I want to know your thoughts, especially in two places, two constituency, Ongondo Were and Malava. If you look at these two constituency, what is happening is that their sons are coming up to inherit the throne of their fathers, to continue the good work or the bad work. It depends from where you are, that their fathers used to do. And especially like Ryan Mululu is hoping that the UDA will give him the ticket so he can continue with the legacy of his father. The same way, Boyd Were too is having belief and gnashing hopes that the Orange Democratic Movement will give him the ticket so that, or he will win the nomination and be the representative of where his father was. And this is inheritance. Now, from the look of things, my mind is so much focused on the two because I believe they're going to be given the party certificates. Either the UDA will not leave the son of Injendi and give it to somebody because like that sympathy will be playing part, and ODM too. Maybe to begin with, you, Miguda, what do you see on these two scenarios, especially with the UDA being the parties that these young men who lost their fathers, they're confronting?
I just want to look at it sounds like a battle in the kingdom, or the war for the throne, that people are fighting for the throne. Maybe there are people who want to have the rightful heir or not.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing it as a scenario whereby if we end up with such candidates at ballot, mm-hmm, we can end up with the two sons. But what is major is that you find out that those two people, first, they will come with the backup of the political party, which is dominant. Yeah. Like in the case of Kasipul, the Boyd Were is likely to get the ODM ticket. And in the case of Malava, the son is likely to get...
Do you think Boyd Were will beat Aroko, the Good Life?
Good Life is strong, is a strong candidate, but you understand the criteria by which party usually carry out their nomination might not favor Aroko, because party can decide to issue direct tickets, party can decide to have a delegate, party can decide to use that machine, the program machine, whereby they'll program Boyd Were to win the race, or the party can decide to use the universal suffrage. But when they're using the universal suffrage, they will decide that only live members are permitted to vote, but they know how the demand place. So party know how to carry out, but in the case whereby it's based on a free fair, Arok is likely to win. But now you understand that it's a party affair, and Arok has insisted to be a party member. So it's up to the party to decide, the director of election to decide on who is their favorite. That's why I was having I view that where is likely to be given that ticket. So when he's coming to face the likes of Aroko and Mani Bior and other candidates, vis-a-vis the case of Malava, you find out that the electorate already, they have been prepared psychologically that the candidates are coming with the dominant party. That is a head start. Number two, they are coming with the fact that, like the case of Ngondowere, the sympathy card, whereby you find out that somebody was assassinated. The lawmaker was slain in a cold blood. That one alone is carrying out a sympathy card. Unlike at Malava, maybe they might want to inherit that consequence, whereby their beneficiaries who have been benefiting from the disease are now the vacancy. They can't allow it to go to the other person. They rather go with the son so that they can continue benefiting from the CDF kitty and other things. So they're coming with the more than three factors. Factor number three, you find out that there can be zoning whereby UDA might not put a candidate in Kasepol, vis-a-vis ODM might pull out from Malava. So they join hands. The UDA and ODM join hands to campaign for a particular candidate. So it's coming with a lot of energy and also a lot of passion from the key players. You understand right now, like the ODM party leader is a key player, and also the current president is a key player when it comes to their region. There are people who, when they campaign for you in your stronghold or in their political base, you are likely going to be elected. So I think it's going to be a challenge to other candidates, because whenever you find out that two strong people in a particular base are supporting a particular candidate, but you are campaigning by yourself, and there's no invitation even for the position. So in my view, the two people, they're having more advantages compared to other candidates.
Okay, thank you so much. I agree with you, especially when you brought in the Ongondowere part, because one of the driving factors would be the manner in which it was executed, the death, and how it was received. So the sympathy to reward as a way to wipe your tears, that one will play a major role. And also remember, even before there was a decision on who to run, especially on that that constituency, during when the father was being brought, when the body was being brought home, you remember at a certain market, the boy especially was I don't know whether he was forced or he was not, but like the statement he made actually were more political than breathing, and because he was in the camp of bigwigs of ODM, including the governor for Homa Bay. So his candidature was already prepared. And remember, even the last day when they were paying the last respect to their father, when he was just about to when he was about to be lowered to the ground, all members of, especially those who are associated with the broad-based government, were drumming support for their son. So I think they're enjoying massive support, especially from their parties, especially Boyd Were and the Ryan Mululu. So I think they're so much ahead of their peers, especially those who want to compete within their parties. But I think if Aroko supports somebody, again, the Boyd Were will find it not very easy, especially with the young people. But I know the demographic of the older demographic might go with Boyd Were. Makobura, maybe your thought on the two scenarios, because we are seeing two sons of
okay. My thought. Okay, I don't know whether I'm clear. I don't know
Yes,
whether
you are.
I'm having a stable internet or not.
You are clear, brother.
Yeah, so the two candidates, just like you mentioned, that is Honorable Barocco and the son of the late, that is the young man called Boyd. What I can say is that the two are serious, and either of them will win that particular seat. And I can confirm to you that it is not going to be an easy walk for either of them, because from my intels, Boyd is being supported by ODM, and ODM fraternity. And remember that is a constituency within Luo Nyanza, and particular. Can you hear me?
You are breaking, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think now I'm clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So the two, I'm saying that the young man is being supported by the ODM fraternity, and remember, even in Kasipul, it's a stronghold of ODM. And remember, the member of parliament who passed on was a stance supporter of Raila Amolo Odinga and his ODM party. I think it is not going to be easy for whoever is going to compete candidate of ODM.
Yeah.
But if there was no any influence of ODM, or if there was no any influence of strong big wigs within the party, I can assure you that Aroko would have won that election very early in the morning. The only thing that is
okay.
on the side
Makobura, are you talking about the election, or are you talking about the nomination?
I'm talking about both the election. Okay, okay. Let me talk about the nomination. I'm talking about the election. The nomination is that, of course, these leaders or contestants, they are all on the ground, and they're fighting for what we call party ticket. The truth of the matter is that the party ticket is already with someone else. He's sleeping. You know, whenever he sleeps, he puts his head on it. And that's a fact. The son of Ongondo Were is having that ticket. And whoever is wasting their time and money still fighting for that ticket, I can tell you, it is going to be handed at the final stage. It is going to be given direct ticket. They're not even going to go for a nomination, because remember, this was a promise that was given by Raila himself and the supporters of ODM, assisted by the chairperson of the ODM party, that is Honorable, the governor of Homa Bay. Remember the close relationship that the governor had with the late member of parliament. It is the late member of parliament who persistently campaigned for the current governor, and she stood with her. Remember when the issue of chairperson of the ODM was being contested, and the people who came around, the likes of the current member of parliament coming from the central Homa Bay town, that is senior council, senior council. Remember, he wanted to become the chairperson of the ODM, and among the people who refused him, made it tough. The member of parliament from Homa Bay town, Kaloma. Remember, they were fighting the same seat with the governor, the current governor.
No, they were fighting for the branch, not the national chair, the branch.
It was for the branch, but that again tells you the kind of politics that was played. You remember the kind of accusations which came forth when they were looking for that particular seat? It is a confirmation to you that the loyalty, as the late Kajwang used to say, the loyalty, of course, lies on the side. The loyalty of the fallen member of parliament, it lied on the side of the governor, and is the person who really campaigned and is the person, you remember again when they were looking for nomination to go for governorship, the person who stood with Wanga is the member of parliament Ongondo. Remember when they were having problems again with Mbadi, when Mbadi was also contesting for the governorship, the people who stood with Wanga and ensured that she won that ticket and she was the favorite of the ODM party was the late Ongondo.
No, you know, Makobura, you're confusing something here. When you look at the ticket for governorship for Homa Bay, it was a negotiated ticket between the contestants. Then that's why made Evans Kidero to leave, exit.
It was. You remember? It was. You remember when? The ticket, when members of ODM, that is Mbadi, came on the floor, and the current governor were on the floor. I don't know whether you follow the kind of politics that was being played in Homa Bay. It is a politics of thorax. And the people who were helping Wanga then, the people who made her stood firm. She even confirmed this. I don't know if you... Wanga confirmed that the member of parliament stood with him.
I know that the late Were was one of his close associates.
Yeah, the instances were many. Maybe I'll share with you quite a number where Were stood with him family, and of course that tells you. Remember, even after the election, Wanga had some, before she was fully accepted, the people who are on the ground speaking positively about the governor, of course, were the late member of parliament. And I'm quite sure that Wanga, the way I know her, she will stand just like she did promise that she would stood with that particular young man. And again, remember in Luoland, when something is said, when barrier is going on, you remember how serious it is. It is like you've promised someone, if you've promised someone, especially when it's time for their last respect, then normally you have to honor that.
Yeah. So
I don't think they change their mind.
Okay, thank you so much. And I know it's going to be what you're looking for, because like Aroko too is very strong candidate, especially right now. He calls AKA good life, and he lives good life. If you see Aroko, he lives good life. Yeah, he's but we will be following that topic. And Miguda, also thank you again. You were dropping now. Let's go to the main discussion, and what happened yesterday, especially when the president was hosting guests from, is it Tarakaniti or Meru? Tarakaniti especially. So in his speech, something that we picked out was he declares himself that, that's a quote, "I'm the best president Kenya has ever had." And he said that he talked about the Moi, the presidency. He talked about Kibaki, the presidency. He talked about the Uhuru, and now him. And actually, he said how he's qualified than all of these presidents. But if you look at the legacy of all these presidents that president was mentioning, each and every one of them has something that reminds you of their tenure. Especially for Moi, people will tell you about 24 years of rule. When you come to Kibaki, free primary education, good economy. When you come to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, you will talk of infrastructures, especially the roads and that were going on with the loans. You talk of HGR and all that. And now the president is in. Maybe Miguda, what can you say about the statement made by the president?
Maybe, these things depends, because to him, he's the best president. And also, we are being told that you should not blow your own trumpet. But to him, he can blow his own trumpet because he usually blows. So, and also when you're given opportunity to decide on what kind of person you are, I think you can't degrade yourself.
You'll do all tricks to ensure that you persuade your audience that you are the best of all. So, according to me, he's within his right to do whatever he said, because surely there's no way he could have related himself. But also, may I have my view from my observing. Me, Kibaki still stand out for me among all of them. Kibaki still stand out for me because of one thing. Other than free primary education or infrastructure, take us private and other things, or issue of the debt, the borrowing. Kibaki stand out because where I left Kenya, even in terms of debt. The reason why Kibaki stand out for me is because Kibaki worked without this 2010 constitution, but he did exemplary a good work. And also, I prefer Uhuru Kenyatta to some extent. When Uhuru was the president, when Uhuru was the president, Uhuru introduced that people, high school, Makubole is a victim. They were not paying fees, the day schools, and also the KCSE and the KCPs were being paid by the government, not their parents. So that one alone I can appreciate. But Kibaki stand out for me because of the issue of not having 20 constitution. And you remember the issue of the debt borrowing, unlike Uhuru and Ruto, who have borrowed much and also have tried to bring the economy to his knees, the two of them, because they were joint and also currently risk. So to me, the way he's having his opinion is the best. To me, Kibaki still stand out. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much. There is nothing wrong. That is what Gibson Connor is saying. There's nothing wrong with praising if you are serving the public, but but now I agree with you. You know, sometimes you can you can come and praise yourself and compare yourself to what others and say that I'm the best, but also there are people who might have reservation, and I just want to look for the 2 years that President William Ruto has been in power. Especially this administration is the administration that has collected the higher taxes based on the tax reforms that President has brought in place. But are the taxes that have been collected, is it reflective on the people? Because look at how much are we collecting from house levy. Is a lot of money. Yeah, but is it reflecting? Talk about job creation, because you find that our president is talking about exporting labor, international. How is that one building the country, or that one is killing the country? We want to look at the most positivity, the positive in them, because okay, there's that the ability of making sure that we export our human resource outside the country. But what is the return, and how does it help the economy currently? Maybe Miguda, I think Yakubura is still kind of like busy.
Was that my question?
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were checking something.
No, I'm here. Okay. I'm fully here.
Okay. Let me now reframe. Then I will come to Miguda. Now, if you look at what the president said, that he's the best. You know, he's the best president that Kenya have ever had. You know, and based on what is happening, if you compare both the administration of President Moi, President Kibaki, and President Uhuru Kenyatta, both one and the second, all their presidency, and what the president is doing currently. In your own view, if you evaluate or you do assessment, do you feel that president is the best that we've ever had as a country?
My own opinion. I'm giving my own opinion.
Yeah, that is your own opinion.
It is not opinion of our good friend Laban Kibogong. It is not it's not a comment of our good friend Laban Misiani as well. In my own opinion, I can categorically, in capital letters, say that the president has failed the people of Kenya. He has performed decimally. He has performed beyond the expectations of the people of Kenya, and especially those who woke up very early in the morning and even campaigned for him. with the knowledge and the education that President William Samoei Arap Ruto has, we expected much from him as a citizen, as Kenyans. We expected that he would do things, and he would bring back, the glory that the people of Kenya, the lost glory that we've always witnessed in the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
And again, with him having studied political science, among the courses that he did, and with the exposure that he has had within the public service, I can say that the president has done poorly, and he needs to do more if truly he cares about this country, because the level of suffering in the Republic of Kenya is increasing. There is a high taxation scheme that they're using to take money from the people. And remember, they're taking this from, not rich people, but people who are really struggling and has quite a number of dependents. And it is a shame that in a country like Kenya, today I was in a bus going towards town, and then I had people kwa matatu, people are saying that, hey, hii maisha ya siku hizi, yani nalipa mshahara na siku mbili inaisha tu hivyo. From the third day going onwards, there's nothing like hauna ile amani, you have no money, debts are there. It is becoming too difficult. The few people who are employed are also feeling the pinch, because the number of dependents has also increased, and they have to support quite a number of people, because those other people also needs to survive. And that is why even the mental status of the people of Kenya, it is not in good state, because of the high level of high taxation and high the high cost of things in the Republic of Kenya.
Okay, so when
so
kind of like,
that is my opinion, particularly on the performance of the president, and that is why I categorically said that it is not the voice, or it is not the take or the view of Laban Misiani, but it is my personal view, according to what I've been facing, according to what I've gone through, according to the experiences that I have in the Republic of Kenya. If you wake me up even when I was sleeping, and the first question you ask me, I think I will tell you the same thing. Because I also believe that I represent quite a number of people who has the same opinion. I interact with quite a number of people who has the same opinion. I walk every day in this town, and I also know the kind of lifestyle that the people of Kenya are living.
So, okay, thank you. And Miguda, if you look at what the president is saying, especially compared to his predecessors, and you look at the Kenya Kwanza scorecard, how do you match the two? You see the president's scorecard, maybe if you have to scorecard, and look at the scorecard of other presidency, how do you give it? Maybe 10, or 10 being the excellent, 1 being the worst.
Okay, if you want me to rate him or to give him scorecard, I'll rate him based on our new curriculum on the CBC.
Yeah.
When I want to rate him on the CBC, we have the EE, exceeding expectation, then ME, meet expectation, then AE, approaching expectation. To me, Kibaki met expectation. That's Panu Sandout. So to me, William Ruto is not approaching expectation. So you need to adjust. Let me just. I want to rate him on the current curriculum. I don't want to give him based on numbers or position. So he's among the presidents, but he's not approaching expectation. Maybe because he has not served for 5 years, or we can give him 5 years to finish his term. Or maybe if God allow him to do the second term, then we can now rate him based on the exceeding expectation, meet expectation, or approaching expectation. But as per now,
is not approaching expectation. You need to adjust.
When you talk about, like they've always been this saying, especially for those who are allied to president, many of them have suggested or have hinted that what President William Ruto has done within these 2 years and a half is much more as compared to 10 or the 10 years for the predecessors. Do you agree with those assumptions?
Hiyo ni urongo tupu. That is not true, because even based on a realistic point of view, compare the kilometers which was constructed during Uhuru times. It has not been constructed within 3 years. It cannot happen on a realistic point of view. Even when we were using the NIF, the amount which was collected underneath is not similar, which has been collected with the SHA. So it can't. It's something that you can't compare. 2 years is not possible for someone to outdo 10 years or even 24 years or more. Remember when Moi was the president, Moi was good in terms of education. He constructed and built universities in the country and colleges and secondary schools. So look at that effort which was put by Moi. It is not similar to the effort which has been put Kasongo. Kasongo is doing some good work to a certain extent, but it cannot reach where these people have done for the last 10 years or 24 years or 16 years. It is quite not possible. Maybe he's on the track to do those things he's doing, but you can't say that it cannot happen, because even in terms of employment, how many people have he employed since he got his office? It's not much to people who are,
President has been talking about the employment that he has created on the housing program. He talks about over 400 jobs that he is exporting abroad. You've heard him talking about that.
If you bring the issue of affordable housing, we are I think we have done it for the last 2 years. Affordable housing. Remember, there have been some jobs which has been temporary, like even Kazi Mtaani. Kazi Mtaani was there temporary. It came, it went. Affordable housing is there. Like the people who are constructing affordable housing at Mabera, today they're not there because the houses are complete. So to me, even the people who are constructing the Homa Bay Stadium, they are not there because it is complete. The same way they constructed Homa Bay Stadium, in the same way Uhuru constructed Jomo Kenyatta Stadium at Mamboleo. So you can't say that within a span of 3 years, he has provided more temporary job compared to these people. There have been jobs, remember? And also in terms of disbursement of funds, the pending bills at the county, it is not yet over. So I don't think that he has outmatched all the retired president compared to the two. So let him just work. He still have like, I think, 2.5 years to finish his first term. So we can compare that maybe for the 5 years in office. What did he do compared to the other people?
But in terms of academic performance, because academic qualification, is the only president in our history that has a doctorate.
Yeah, me, I have no problem with someone's education. Anybody can have a doctorate, provided that you have that environment. So in terms of academic qualification, I can say, of course, the current person who is a doctorate, which was given to him by the University of Nairobi, that is his achievement. I have no problem with personal achievement. Me, I'm concerned about the public work. So anybody can have anything. That one is his. I congratulate him. I even when he was awarded, I send my congratulations, warm messages, because I appreciate each and everybody effort, achievement. And that one, I can say, congratulations, Mr. President, for having a PhD. But when it comes to the issue of public service delivery, I have issues. Those are things I'm trying to lay. I don't take it personal. His family, his academics, whatever he want to do with his life, that's up to him. Me, my concern is about the issue of the public, how he's handling the public affairs, because to me, I view him as the president of the Republic of Kenya. I don't view him as my father. I don't view him as someone who is academic qualified or whatever. That is his own things. As the president of the Republic of Kenya, he has a duty to ensure that he has provided service to the people. He has a duty to ensure that he create that environment for employment, and also ensure that he gave proper information. Like he cannot outdo people, but on only 3 years, it's not enough for him to outdo the third presidents.
Yeah. So when you look at this is Miguda, do you think Ruto needs a bit of time since Uhuru time? Uhuru didn't implement all the mandates to stood on. He's continuing from where Brother Uhuru left. Do you think he still need that time?
No, what I'm discussing here, it doesn't need time, because when he was being sworn in, he understands that we have a contract with him for 5 years.
Yeah.
In case those 3 things cannot happen, if he is not going to resign, if he's not going to be incapacitated, if he's not going to be impeached, if he's not going to die, then we have him for 5 years. So he ought to have the short-term goals and long-term goals. So within these 5 years, we expect him to work. There's no time. Our time limit is 5 years. So you come back to the electorate. We will tell you, sir, we had a contract with you for 5 years.
Yes.
You never work for us. Instead, you increase taxes. Instead, the economy was not on our side.
Yeah.
So those are the things we are going to vote out. So for me, there's no time. This is the time. If you cannot work right now, there's no much time than this one. So there's no much time. No, this they will tell you, okay, tuongeze tena miaka 5 tukamilishe hii tulianza. No, use this time you have right now to work. Ukishindwa, the constitution is very clear that the contract ends or expire after those years, so that you can go to election, and the constitution, the people can give you a second term, or the people can deny you a second term. So it's up to him to work so that the people can decide. But for me, there's no much time. This is the time. Let him work. Afanye kazi. He wanted to be president. Now let him work, because he wanted to be president. Is the president. Let him work for the people.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda. And let's switch gear a bit, because yesterday I was listening to Matiang'i, and one of the issues that actually Matiang'i brought 2 issues that, especially when he was talking about talking about education sector, he was worried on what is happening in the education sector. And another thing that also he was talking about on how do I call it, on how that the education sector has also been used to promote or to give access to people who are vying for leadership, even though they do not have a certificate. He talked about that, and he gave a perfect example of one of the religious leader who attended one of the conferences somewhere outside the country. So when he came back, he came with a certificate of participation, and to him, he decided that he used was a certificate to certify that he had a degree, so that one could qualify him to run for office. So when you talk about the education, also remember what happened when Governor Sakaja was running, especially the issue surrounding his certificates became a very big issue. But at the end of the day, he ended up running. So that is something that Matiang'i spoke about, and he gave that he might deal with it. Another thing that Matiang'i spoke about, and it's something that we've always been speaking here, is about the empowerment. And he looked at it in this angle, that look at the choppers that are running around to go for those empowerment vis-a-vis the money that is being given. And he quoted a situation whereby a mother was given 64 shillings empowerment. And if you remember again, also on the same issue, I remember, is it that the majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah, when Maraga was in Kirinyaga or Muranga, one of the areas, he talked about also commented about the issue of empowerment, and he said that something had to do with the 1,000. So when the majority leader heard about that, he talked about when hiyo 1,000 ikusaidii, like he was asking the people that he was talking to, especially the people who was attending the empowerment, or what do we call it, whatever they call it, the empowerment, and saying hata 500 ikusaidii. Yeye sasa sisi tunafanya empowerment, lakini anataka pesa yenyu itoke waende walimi. So it tells you where we are. Maybe if you look at all that, and now with the president saying that he's the best president so far, with what is happening, whereby the empowerment, which is being headed, actually, we are seeing as the deputy president, Honorable Kithure Kindiki, is the person in charge, because he goes through all this. And just think that you're still the president, whereby women can get up to 64 shillings. Is this one qualifies you as a good president or a good administration? Because like that is based on everybody was they're complaining about. Yes, me good.
Like I've told you, this issue of someone praising himself that is the best of all is like there are many scenarios we can look at it, but find out that people also surrounds you will also believe in you. You know, there are people like Kindiki you have quoted, they must believe in him, that this is the person we are following, because they are his followers. So they are following him blindly, whether it's making wrongs or not making wrongs. They have to also make him feel comfortable and happy that he is the man, he's the person who is doing the right thing. But also, a good leader should give room to critic. A good leader should give room to listen to the people, whereby so that you can find the some. Let me tell you, not that William Ruto is doing everything perfect. No, he cannot do everything perfect. So if he can sit down sometimes and even listen to the people who are objective in their criticism, leave alone the people who are doing it for political mileage, or people are doing it for the popularity. The people who are doing it objectively. If you can listen to those people, you can find out that indeed there are some areas I need to adjust. And by him adjusting, you can find himself even gaining popularity, because politics, we say that one day in politics is like 100 years. If today he can decide to say, okay, he can even declare next year that from kindergarten to tertiary is free education. People will just get bit by bit. So let him be strategic, and also knows when he declared it to be free, where he will get funds to fund the education, where the government, not him. If you say him, it look like he's the government. It's not the government. Where the government will get fund to fund the education. So to me, such people, you should be very careful, and you should not allow anybody to make you feel comfortable and happy. Though I know it is very hard to swallow, but sometimes just allow it to come, the truth, and try to adjust. Even adjusting is not easy. So just try to adjust as the President of the Republic of Kenya. Right now, look at the PR is doing in the Chan. That PR is very perfect. And people tend to believe it because they say, okay, kumbe Ruto si mbaya. Maybe Ruto si mbaya. They are saying, okay, this person. Yeah?
He has given 42 million for the players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The public relation is trying to do the kind of public. The kind of.
I want to say something about the money that was given.
Money was given, one.
Let me finish. Then I give you time. 1 minute,
Okay.
Okay. I was saying the kind of PR, the kind of the public relation, the person is playing with the psychology of the Kenyans, is giving him a little bit of trust that people are saying, okay, if he can promise this 42 million and he can give players that 42 million, so it means sometimes the president can keep his promise. And kumbe huyu jamaa anaweza fulfill the promise. So some people are trying to say, okay, maybe he's a good person. But remember, there are underlying issues. There are atrocities just been committed by this government. So people don't forget very fast that, okay, because he has given people for 2 million, because he's there, he's going to the dressing room, seeing the players, wishing them all goodies, even promising them affordable housing. Now, to all of a sudden, William Ruto is a saint. You see, no, he isn't a saint. We must discuss real issues that, as we speak, the education is not free. As we speak, SHA is expensive. As we speak, the economy is pressing. As we give those 42 millions, as we go to the stadium, we still have issues of infrastructure. We have a budget as a country. Are our infrastructure going to begin by this month, August? Those are things we should be worried about, not those PR we are seeing. So we appreciate that. It's a human being trying to adjust to get a good rapport with the public. But let's we not forget that we have some issues of extrajudicial killings, abduction. Those things must be dealt with.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, I can confirm that the money was given to the players, but you know, when the president promised, we did not really think that the formula or the way that he gave the money was what I mean. That is not what the people, of course, expected. It is Kenyans' money. Let me confirm to you that it is Kenyans' money. Of course, the taxes which are being paid by the government, I mean the people of Kenya. But even the formula in which it was given, it is actually not legal, because the money was taken from the kitty of ministries of sport, and that money is supposed to be doing the improvement of what is happening in the sport departments. And remember, it is people have always raised issues on how money is given to participants or those people who engage in sports in the Republic of Kenya, because there has been quite a number of accusations where people are saying that in whichever sports that whichever talent that people have, there is a group of people who sometimes get the nod or the attention of the president or the attention of the leaders, and they are given the money, while others are not really given. And so the procedure that the money was given, of course, is not right. And I'm going to come up in the next session with a detailed clarification on why it was not the right way, and it is going to be questioned. I can assure you that is going to be questioned by even the Auditor General in the manner in which it was given. I'm going to come up with a clear illustration on that. I'm actually working on that, and I will tell you why. So maybe Miguda, something else that I just wanted you to give your opinion on is I don't know whether you saw Esther Passaris, the women rep of Nairobi. She was speaking today, and she's saying that what is happening in Kenya, that today, that is the hosting of Chan, is a good thing for the Republic of Kenya. And according to her, she's saying that vijana wanaenda kupata kazi kwa sababu ya hiyo the games which are going on. And the question that I'm asking myself, and quite a number of people are asking, if you go to social media and you check that, you'll see the comments of Kenya and Kenyans, and they're really surprised that how is that going to create employment? Because the kind of employment that the people of Kenya and the youth are looking for is, it is not leaders coming out to make some remarks, thinking or believing that they're taming what is already out there. When serious issues arise, especially issues to do with unemployment, there is a structured way of solving the unemployment in the Republic of Kenya. Miguda, do you think this member of parliament is justified in her comments coming out and saying that because Chan is here, so many youths will get employed? And how will that even happen?
I don't know how it will happen, because maybe the lawmaker might think that people are going to be employed when they are going to watch football in the pitch. When people go to watch, so if you have a ticket, you are going to Chan is going to run for 1 month. Maybe thinks that anytime you watch football, there's money coming into your M-Pesa. So to her, youth are going to be employed, because I don't get it. How which employment? Even those officials, like, you understand, the people who are carrying out those duties of the football, the security people, the referees, the people who are cleaning the pitch, the people who are at the dressing room, those people applied for those jobs a long time ago, not today because we have Chania. So already people were placed. And I understand that we are using two pitches, Nyayo and Moi, the Kasarani. So to me, those people are not many, and most of them are residents of Nairobi. Those people applied to those jobs a long time ago, and just like any other football, when you want to do, even the AFCON for 2027, the people who are going to be official currently are on with the application, and is being done on corruption basis. So to me, which job are we gonna get? Like, for example, when we went to watch Kenya versus DR Congo, from the gate I had to purchase a ticket worth 1,000 bob because it was too expensive. Then I purchased a jersey worth 2,000. Then maybe something for a drink, a water, or some snacks. Like, I've spent 4Ks. So if I'm supposed to watch all those games, maybe for a month, like 3 games in a week. That is 3 by 4. That is like 12 matches. 12 by 4. So I have to spend 48Ks for the entire tournament. I remember I'm also using a means of transport, maybe a cab or a motorbike to get to the pitch. So it's like I'm going to spend like 60Ks for the entire month. And how do you say that I'm employed? And it's me who is spending, giving the players morale, and also contributing to the players. So to me, youths are not going to be employed. They are going to spend more because they like football. So maybe Makubura, you understand these things. Sometimes you might not be in the field of football, and when an opinion is aired, you want to contribute. Even today, we can ask you, who is the coach for Manchester United? Then someone might say, okay, that is Arteta, because she's green in football. Second, I can just say that lawmaker should stick to what she is well versed with, but allow the people who understand football and how it operates to do that one. You don't need to answer each and every question. If you don't know, say, okay, skip or next. Mute.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't know I was muted. Yeah, so that is some of the things that are actually surprising us, and especially the youth of the Republic of Kenya, because the comments of the leaders sometimes really worry and even surprises, because as legislators they have a role that is ensuring that part of their role is coming up with laws or those things that can assist in matters of unemployment, coming up with ways of ensuring that youths get the environment and they're assisted in several ways. Gypsy here is saying, did you mean employing the ball girls, ground maintenance, security during the match? That is Gypsy, that is what surprises me, because maybe you can check, you will check later. Esther Passaris, and she was very serious while she was delivering her remarks. And I fail to understand the political class, because sometimes they speak and they speak sense. That is especially when they are looking for votes. But the moment you give them the opportunity, they simply change. They change, and ni kama wanachukua akili wanaenda wanalock mahali. And it really surprises, because some comments are actually the comments that sometimes come from the leaders that we woke up, we the people of Kenya, to elect. Sometimes you ask yourself if truly they also live in Kenya. You ask yourself if truly they also live in this earth, because it's their comments are coming out as a mockery. And let's I think the people of Kenya has a role to play, and the role is, of course, coming up to make the right decisions, coming up to choose good leaders who understand what leadership is all about, leaders who would acknowledge whenever the people really needs the attention. If we get the opportunity to have such kind of leaders, then Kenya would be a great country. We have a good country, a country that has potential. The only problem is the drivers and the people who are leading are not really doing good. Instead, they are taking the people of Kenya for a ride. They are joking, they're not performing, they're not doing anything positive that is assisting the people of Kenya. That is what I can say about your comment, Gypsy Corner. And there's also Gypsy Corner was saying that I like Sudi's sense of humor. Class 3 and advised the president, tried to advise some opposition members but didn't take it. And that's why they're outside of the government. It's that unfortunate that, by the way, in a country that, as much as I agree that leadership is not, education is not a measure of excellence, but I can say that professionalism and education has to be respected to some extent. And I'll stop from there, because part of the reason why we are having problems is that even in the ministerial dockets, we have people who are not qualified, and that the people leading serious dockets, serious ministerial positions. You cannot expect anything positive from a position that really requires a professional. But instead, you have a friend who is a politician, because you have a friend who has a name, whether they're educated or not. You always give them a chance without thinking twice. What really matters is the ego. What really matters is the personal interest of the political class. And that is why we are having quite a few number of people within government, and they keep on circulating. And the painful bit is that they think that they own the country. They think that they can make all the decisions, and they've gotten to a point where they're not even acknowledging the voters. They're not acknowledging the presence, or that they're ruling under the 2010 constitution, which is very categorical and very clear. The constitution clarifies how leaders and how governance needs to be carried. But what we are seeing is really surprising, because the constitution in the Republic of Kenya, it seems like it has been suspended, and people are working out of their thoughts, out of what they think is good or right, and whoever comes out to oppose or to remind them that we have a constitution that you swore you swore to govern with, we've been seeing them being tear gassed, being taken to jail. And that is consistent, not just within Kenya. You're seeing it today in East African countries. We are seeing it in Africa, and it's dominant in Africa. The question is why? I think the lessons that Africans got from the colonizers were enough. They were enough in the sense that they needed to have opened the eyes of an African. They needed to have given them a reason as to why they're supposed to be keen, and they're supposed to be peace-loving, they're supposed to be serious people, because they went through a lot. I've always learned and I've always known that out of the experiences that someone gets in the society, those experiences are the ones that help people to make the the next move. And possibly from the experience, you get to know and you get to prepare for what is ahead of you. It is unfortunate that we, the people of Africa, we are still not trusting the experiences that we've had in this country. We are not acknowledging the fact that we've gone through a lot. It's that unfortunate. And it is my hope that one day we will have people who really understands where Africans have come from. We need to build it. Building it, of course, entails a lot. Part of building it requires the people of Africa to elect leaders. It requires the people of Africa to acknowledge the fact that unity, love, a very important thing in a country. Whenever there is love, love will not give you peace, or it will not give you a chance to get into activities which are not right. When you truly have love in you, it will not give you a chance to get into corrupt dealings. It will not give you a chance to take 50 billion from, without any clear explanation on where you're taking the money from, the taxes which are being collected. If you have love will not allow you, when you're given an opportunity to build an hospital, love will not allow you to do a work that is not complete. It will not allow you to embezzle funds. Maybe what we'll need is possibly going back to I don't know which kind of teachings would be welcomed, because we really need to move as Africans. We really need to move and develop as the people of Kenya. That, of course, starts with the leadership that is in place. And that is why I believe that whenever leaders are called out, whenever they are reminded of their responsibility, it is a right thing. Let them look into the issues which are being presented by the people. Okay, Gypsy Corner here is saying that all the underperformance will have to go, whether they are popular. I believe so. They need to go. And I wish, we used to have a friend here. I'm forgetting his name. Sometimes he would come and say that, I remember he used to come and say that certain leaders, they have to go tonight. They have to go tonight. And that reminds me. I mean, this comment of Gypsy Corner reminds me that I wish we had the power to say that they have to go tonight. That would really save the country. But since we have a constitution, we have to respect it. Because the people of Kenya are patriots. The public can only have powers if the politicians work with us. Instead of siding with the rotten governance. We've had oppositions going into governments. We've had government bribing and buying opposition. And that is why I still believe that we need to do away with this. Do I call it the political dynasty that we have? It can never be that a section of people. We were born when they were in politics. They are still in politics up to date. They keep on recycling themselves, and that is why when they see Gen Zs coming out, they start killing the Gen Zs, because they do not want any fresh blood, or they do not want anybody to rise and to defeat them or to question them. It is that unfortunate. Miguda, I'll give you a chance to also just give us your take on what you think we've left behind. You can also give your take on these comments that we are having from Gypsy Corner. And then I'll ask you one question, and then maybe we'll just end. Miguda?
Okay, just to state what people have said. The people who are not working for the people, the leaders who are not working for the people. Of course, we say that we have impeached then the entire parliament. They will go home. So if you don't run outside the parliament, hiyo bunge tulishavunja. So they will be accompanying Kasongo. So aendi peke yake, waenda wote. But what should be taken serious is that the people also should ensure that they give rightful leaders. When you are having an opportunity to elect, you should have your analysis on what kind of a person am I electing, not based on psychophancy, not reality. Because you don't expect a leader to utter such words, or maybe someone to do the transaction, which you have said that the money came directly from the docket of sports to individuals. So I think that's very wrong, and it should not happen.
Okay, thank you. As a football fan, I'll also give you an opportunity to just brief us on what is happening, the plans, and the kind of games which are coming before you give us your last remarks.
Currently, we are doing the CHAN. CHAN is the championship, whereby there are only some few countries who are allowed to participate. And the difference is, CHAN is only those players who are playing local leagues are only allowed to play. So any player who is doing international games are not allowed to play CHAN. That's why you can't see people like Michael Olunga playing for Kenya. You can't see those international players. The ones in the English Premier League, you cannot see them playing right now. Only those people are playing local leagues. To mean those people are playing local league internally, Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, Sofapaka. But even if you're playing for Simba, that one you have gone international. You are not allowed to play CHAN. And if vis-a-vis the one from Tanzania playing for Gor Mahia cannot play CHAN. So CHAN is only played by players who are playing local leagues. And it has been hosted by 4 countries: Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zanzibar and Zambia. And they are playing differently, but we are going to have our semi-finals and finals here in Kenya at Kasarani Moi Stadium. And we expect our players to reach final because we are going to host final. Remember, we are also going to host African Cup of Nations 2027 here in Kenya. And we are going to use the Talanta Hela Stadium most of the games. You know, Talanta Hela Stadium is exclusively for soccer only. There is no athlete going on there. It's going to be a very good stadium of all time in the East Africa. That is what's happening currently. But also remember, we are also in pre-season as the English Premier League is resuming. Like my team has done me good because we managed to draw our last game with Bournemouth. But also we have tried to we score against Everton, we score against Fulham, no, West Ham, and we are having like 2 games to go. Then we are going to start our game with the Gunners, Arsenal. I think it will be on 24th this month. We are going to start with the Gunners. We are hosting the Gunners at Old Trafford. We expect to win against the Gunners. We need to start with a win. And because right now I understand that we are only doing English Premier League, so and most of my players are not having injuries, so we are going to concentrate on English Premier League. We are not going to do more games. Maybe I can use some players this weekend and reserve others for next weekend. And right now I've managed to shine in my pre-season with 1 goalkeeper, living on an outside the game. So it's gonna be a good game this season for me, and I'm likely going to finish in the top 4 of the English Premier League. So far, that's the status of the football, Makubura.
Ipsaikona is asking what happened to Victor Wanyama. Did he retire? And then nauliza tena no Fagi time.
Okay. Let me start with the one. Victor Wanyama, to me, I think the last time I saw him playing was playing for the Tottenham Hotspur. Then you understand the kind of the nature of the English Premier League. You can't be there for a long time. There's sometimes whereby new players are coming, you must get out of it. And when you are out of India Premier League, you are out of fame. You are out of fame. I think maybe he's playing somewhere, but now out of fame. He's no longer in touch with the fame. Because if you are not being seen on the EPL or Champions League, then no one, like the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, is no longer in touch with is out of fame because of maybe not that much, but still famous. Even the Lionel Messi, also another greatest of all time, is no longer in touch with fame. People are now going back to the players like Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe, and right now there are so many. Even the one we signed previously, Brand Beumo. So I think that's the nature of football Whenever you leave EPL, you are out of it, because most of the fans of Wanyama, even the fans like Africans, most of us do follow EPL. So when you are not in EPL, we are not going to get in touch with you. We are used to EPL and maybe the Champions League.
Okay, thank you so much. He left Spurs years ago. Maybe you're the one who understands that. You give us your take on that. I don't know who left Spurs years
Oh,
ago.
he's saying Wanyama left Tottenham. That's true. But I say the last time I was in touch with him is when he was in Tottenham. That's when I used to follow him. But since he left there, I've never followed him. That's why I'm saying I can't understand where he's a player or not. But I believe that maybe he's a player, but not in touch with the FM.
I remember, I think he had gone to some Arab football club. Migoda. Ama niko nazangu.
I'm not up to date. I'm saying that you understand my focus is on EPL. So once you left EPL, it's like there's not easy for me to trust you. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's in Arab. I don't know. You understand that my base is in EPL, maybe Kenya Premier League, maybe African Cup of Nations, now CHAN. So maybe
Okay.
Champions League or World Cup.
Yeah, I think you also clarified why the likes of Wanyama are not supposed to be playing in CHAN. Maybe you can do that clarification once again, because I can see Jeff Sekona is asking. I thought he was playing in Kenya. It's 9 years.
I've said that CHAN is specifically for the local league. The ones who are playing for the local league, the ones who are playing for Tusker, Gor Mahia, Police, Ulinzi, Kariobangi Sharks, Shabana, Muranga FC. Those are the people who are only permitted to play for CHAN. But anybody who has crossed the border, maybe you are playing for Simba or Yanga, or you are playing in West Africa, or you are playing the EPL, or even the Arab nation like Olunga, you are not allowed to play for CHAN. CHAN is only meant for the local people, the ones who are playing local league, each and every country. So Tanzanians who are playing local leagues are the one who are participating for the state, for the country. Kenyans who are playing local leagues are the one who are representing the Kenyan people, and all, even in the Zambia, Uganda, DR Congo, Morocco, Comoros, Nigeria, all participants, they are exclusively for the local players. That is why CHAN, it is referred to as CHAN, and it runs for the entire month. You understand? And we have like Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, Pool D, and Pool E, whereby the last pool we got, I think 4 players, but the Pool A to C, D, we have 5 players, five countries. I think that is the best knowledge I have about CHAN, but it's quite different from the AFCON.
Okay, thank you. Maybe now I'll give you a chance to give your final remarks. I don't know whether Gypsy Corner still has some question. We give our views before we end. Gypsy Corner, maybe if you still have a question, you can type at the comment section. I can answer, or Miguda can also answer before we leave. Miguda, either way, but you can proceed and give us your remarks. If Saikona has a question, you'll just give your take.
Okay, I can see that you went to CF Montreal. Okay. No, I never used to be a fan of Wanyama, so I never do much about him in football. I just want to also appreciate our viewers for coming to the show and engage in the comment section. I want to appreciate them big time. Gypsy Corner, Laban Misiani, and unlike to Tutam, Douglas Kibagong, our long-term friend who has been missing in action. I saw Judy Karwita, I saw Brenda Bailey, and many other people. I appreciate big time. And also, anticipating to see you next time, probably tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. Thank Thank you so much for finding time to give us your take. We really appreciate. I want to take this opportunity, of course, to acknowledge and to say a big thank you to Gypsy Corner for finding time to be with us, and to consistently engage us at the comment section. We really appreciate your consistency and your you being there for us. I want to appreciate our good friend Laban Misiani. I want to appreciate our good friend Kibogong. I also want to appreciate Judith Karitha and Brenda Obedi and everyone who engaged us at the comment section. We really appreciate. If you are watching for the first time, this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. We request you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel. It is a way of supporting us. If you do so, tutashukuru sana. Sisi hapa tutasema tu ni asante. I therefore want to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow.